So your players think you're a pushover? Well, not after this episode. Hi, I'm Ken C. Mason from Jack Monkey Games and creator of the Roll vs. Roll cards. And today we're going to be talking about meta danger. Now, meta danger is what happens when the description sounds more dangerous than the mechanics. And there's also a bit where the GM gives the impression where they're out to get the player when they're really not. Leave your comments below. I would love to hear how you make the players feel like you're out to get them. So let's define this. So a GM's job is to make things as entertaining as possible for the players. Now, if you've ever played a video game and started off with God mode, you never play the game anymore. It's boring. Part of the excitement is the threat of danger. Now, this does a couple things. One, it makes a better story. It makes the victory so much nicer. It makes it, when they finally take down that hill giant, how awesome it feels. It makes them feel like they've accomplished something, even if the stats are not so impressive. How many times have you gone through and you found this great monster and you're looking at the stats and going, okay? Like a cobra. A cobra is not a scary animal in D&D. However, I see a snake in Australia, I'm running. The stats don't make it all that dangerous. However, the concept of it is pretty scary. Or like spiders, okay? Spiders are really scary in concept, but on stat-wise, they suck. So, as a GM, think about ways that you can go and make something more exciting by its description and how it moves and how it smells, and it's meta danger versus the stats. So you want to help out the show? Click subscribe. Click on the little notification icon. You'll know when I publish next. Buy a copy of Roll vs. Roll. It's not expensive and it'll help out your role playing. Leave a comment. Talk to me. I love to talk to people. Except for trolls. I just delete them. Watch our playlists. I am gathering up all kinds of playlists from other developers. Some really great stuff. Okay, if you're using meta danger properly, the players don't even realize you're doing it. It can also be a lot of fun. So here's a couple techniques that I use. Now, if you're interested in horror campaigns, check out the link above where I give some meta danger techniques for a horror campaign. So the first one we're going to talk about is failed rolls. So with meta danger, often what I will do is that I will make a big deal of rolling dice behind a screen, and those rolls will often fail fairly, oh, you barely survived that one. Or what will happen is that the goblin, for some reason, will always make their save. One of the techniques that I use is that I have a creature called a shadow goblin, and they're really hard to hit. They're not really dangerous, except for the fact that they're just sneaky little bastards. So one of the things that I do to add to the danger feel is that I put checkboxes above each one of them. And those checkboxes, there may be 2 to 3 of them, 2 or 3 of these checkboxes, is how many failed rolls that each one would get before a player actually lands a hit on them. So what I will do is that for the first 3 or 4 rolls, no matter what happens, the player misses. Now, I know that just sounds like I'm being unscrupulous, but what I'm doing is that I'm adding to the level of fear that this creature may be beyond the player's ability to handle. So I just do this just enough, and just enough to extend the battle a little bit, but the moment after those checkboxes are done, I roll normally. And the next thing is, take "they miss" out of your vocabulary. You need to describe every time someone misses in a way that brings extra danger. So for example, that orc that's bringing a hammer down past the player's head, you describe what happens when it hits the brick wall behind them and shatters it. You talk about how that one time they did get hit, how it dented their armor and threw them back. It's not, oh look, you just took 3 or 4 points of damage. You make this more exciting. By adding better descriptions in your battle, it creates a situation where the meta is more dangerous than the mechanics. Or at least it feels that way. Now, if you're interested in better player descriptions, check out the link above where I talk about from a player standpoint on why you should have better descriptions. I laugh at the failure. Or I laugh when I bring out something evil. Or I'll put on a Facebook post on our group saying that I have this new villain that is just nasty. Anything I can do to give the impression that as a GM, I'm enjoying causing trouble for the players. Or that I might actually be out to get them.